2, 3.
My darling, I love you, 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 I love you.
This video makes me so nervous to film. You guys just do not even know. So, okay guys, we are going to do a story time today that I have really just not wanted to do. And I've been putting it off until finally I've now had enough comments to where it's to the point to where it's like, bitch, you have to film this video. So on my paranormal story times, I talk about, in those videos, I talk about other story times that kind of dance around the fact. And I only like telling these stories when I'm in a okay, like, mental headspace, because guys, these do freak me out. This is my real life. These are things that have actually happened to me. So while I do look up to, like, you know, Haley Reese and people like that, I just can't. I can't talk about these things that's happened to me like every single video, because it genuinely does freak me the hell out. But before we get into it, if you already subscribed, welcome back, my darling. And if you have not yet subscribed, please do subscribe and join a part of the family. I'm looking so forward for us to grow bigger and bigger and bigger, and for all of the things. And I have a huge announcement coming February 14th, and I don't want any of you guys to miss out on it. It is something that I have wanted for so long, and I'm just so excited. So be sure that you are subscribed to this channel, and also click the bell to be a part of the Morgan Shay and notify a gang. So let's go ahead and get into it. No more excuses. No more. We're gonna do it today. So when it comes to the paranormal, unfortunately, I have had some experiences. And these are not just any old experience. This is not, you know, nothing like that. This is like real shit. And as much as I've wanted to in life to just say, oh, that's just a coincidence, it happens, and it's happened enough to where it's like, oh, okay. Okay, this is not a coincidence. So again, if you have not watched the story time about baby, it's important that you watch that story time, because I'm not going to be able to go all into depth on that and this. Something attached to me in my grandparents' home, okay? They had what has now been found out by the new owners as a spiritual vortex. Basically, from what I've gathered from them and what they've been educated on and educated me on, is that it's basically a port for spirits to travel through, okay? I'm not very educated on it. I know what they've told me, and it makes perfectly good sense, okay, because of how active this house was. It was incredibly active, and when I was educating myself on it, I discovered Haley Reese. I didn't know of Haley Reese, and I was just looking on YouTube to see if anybody else had any type of experiences like I had had. And Haley Reese is very educated. So I'm going to link below her channel, and I'm also going to link below a video where she talks about the spiritual vortex in her grandparents' home. And it's almost an identical, of course, her experiences are hers and mine are mine, but there are some similarities between her experiences and mine. I just remember when I was little thinking nothing of it, because I remember these people being people. I don't remember this being spirits at all. And I remember freaking the hell out of my grandparents. I remember them being scared to death because, and I remember my whole family, like, I remember freaking them the hell out. And I had planned for my Uncle Larry to come on the channel. He was in the comments below of one of my paranormal videos, because of course he was my nanny and pappy's son, and of course he was in this home quite a bit. However, he passed away between that video and now, so unfortunately I'm not able to have him on, but he experienced some things and some attachments, and today I'm going to tell my part. This is something that I think we all try to ignore as much as possible. And I think we all just had in our head that spirit equals angry, that spirit equals like, just because of like what you see in movies and stuff, sometimes it can be. And today I'm going to talk about something that attached to me in this home, and I didn't really recognize it until later in life. So just know that something did attach to me at this home, and fast forward to my first apartment. When I got this apartment, it was a townhouse, and I've talked about this property as well. I will have videos linked up in the cards once more of my other paranormal story times, and there's so many more to come. But today I'm going to talk about one specific spirit that scares the shit out of me. And to this day, I feel it. I have worked with people who connect with the spirit world in regards to this because it has scared me so badly. And as most of you guys know, for a period of my life, I was addicted to drugs. And for a long time, I started just writing it off as, oh, it's just because I'm on drugs, I must be hallucinating, whatever. But no, like this has been a thing for a long time. And when it got really, really active was when I first like really played with the Ouija board. And this was in my townhouse, and we were having a party. Again, there's a whole video, but I'm going to kind of just get into it. So we were having a party, and everybody had talked me into playing with the Ouija board. I had never played with one before. It made me very nervous, but I did it. And I knew in my mind that there was a lot of things going on in this house. And again, the video that's going to be linked up in the cards, everybody that lived on this piece of property, which was huge, knew of these spirits and knew that there was stuff going on. It was a very old property. It used to be a plantation, and a lot of things happened on this property, and there was a lot of activity, a lot. So I knew when we played with this Ouija board that we were going to invite something possibly that wasn't going to be fun. And we end up playing, and I have my crosses right here because, sis, this makes me very uncomfortable. But anyways, we're playing with the Ouija board, and in all actuality, I wanted to talk to my pappy. That's what really, like, when they started bringing up us playing with the Ouija board, what really talked me into it was like the possibility of me being able to speak with my pappy. That's what really got me into it. Unfortunately, a spirit was pretending to be my pappy, and it got me to the point to where all I wanted to do was play with the Ouija board because I thought I was talking to my pappy. This spirit played me like a fiddle, okay? And I haven't said this in any other video because, to be honest, I didn't know that I was ever going to share this. But it's important that I do because for future paranormal story times, it's important that I be really, really honest with you guys and let you guys know that I played with the Ouija board dozens of times. And it was because, again, I thought that I was speaking to my pappy. Well, one day I go to my nanny's, and I can't contain myself anymore. And so I tell her that I've been talking to pappy through a Ouija board. She freaks out. She's like, oh my God, Morgan, don't do that. You know, the people that you're playing with could be playing you. And I was like, no, there's no way. Like, these people don't know these people, and this person doesn't know this person. Like, there's just no way that they could all be corresponding and the same things could be reoccurring. Like, I play with different people. That just could not be it. And it couldn't. So this freaks her out a little bit more. And the neighborhood that my nanny lived in, there was a lady who lived in the same subdivision who is very spiritual. That's the way I'm going to put it. And I am still very close to this person to this day. She's helped me a lot through all of this. We'll call this lady, we'll call her Karen. After my nanny talks to Karen for a while, she's like, okay, I'm getting a bad vibe with who your granddaughter's talking to. It is not Frank, which was my pappy's name. It's not Frank. So my nanny gets even more nervous and is like, okay, well, here's her number. Please call her. Please talk some sense into her. So when Karen calls me at first, I am very just pissed because you know when you want something to be true so bad, when you're confronted with it not being, you're just so disappointed and so hurt. That's where I was. I was just like, that's not true. Like, he knows my birthday. He knows like our song. He would always sing me, "You Are My Sunshine." He would call me Sunshine. Like, knew all of this information that nobody could possibly know. Like, secret information that nobody could ever, 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 ever know. Nobody. And she tells me, it's not your pappy. I'm so sorry. I know that there's information that this spirit knows, and I'm sorry, but it's not your pappy. But who you're talking to is very, very dangerous. And in order for this to stop, you've got to do this a certain way. And I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to come to that conclusion because I deep down in my heart thought that I was talking to my pappy. And Karen knew that I was bullshitting her. Okay, she knew this the whole time. So I had planned for 2 friends and one of their friends to come over. So basically 3 friends to come over this same night, and we were going to play with the Ouija board. All these people wanted to. Just the fact that I was talking to my pappy like made them be like, oh yeah, for sure. I want to do this. Karen shows up at my house. I have my friends over. We were all eating Dominoes. I'll never forget it. We were eating Dominoes, like just sitting around, whatever. Hadn't even gotten the Ouija board out yet. Karen shows up. And she was like, this isn't happening. Like, please just listen to me. Like, this is bad news bears. And my friends were like, forget this shit. Like, we're not getting involved with this. So I end up being like, okay, this has scared me enough to where enough is enough. So anyways, my roommate at the time and one of my friends were there this night and can contest to this happening. And because I had quit playing with the Ouija board, things started to happen. And I can't explain them. My old roommate couldn't explain them. My friends, plenty of them that were there that witnessed this shit, couldn't tell you why. There's no explanation. But this was like a different type of activity than what had been going on in this townhouse. My neighbors started to experience this like just off activity. If you watch the video that's again up in the cards, we were really good friends with the people across the street. It was a husband and wife situation, and they started to experience like this just off energy. It felt lonely and it felt depressing and scary. Very, very scary. And talking about it, I feel depressed and I feel scared and I feel like something's in here with me right now. And Karen explained to me that that might even be the case for me because of this situation. And I have several story times about what happened after Karen started working with me, but I do just want to kind of go a little bit more into depth about what started to happen. It just got very, very aggressive in our houses. It got very, very aggressive. The people who had been playing the board with us, they were telling us, you know, things are happening in our house and we've never even experienced anything like this. And because other people were now having issues, I was carrying a lot of grief, okay? Because even though they were grown and they made their own decision, I felt like, is this all my fault? Okay? Are they having these experiences because of me? And, you know, obviously they would tell me, no, absolutely not. You didn't pressure us at all and da-da-da-da-da, but still, okay? But just to go a little bit more into depth as to what started happening, you would feel this heavy presence with you all the time. Oh my God. Okay. Unless I would like leave, okay? If I was at home, you would feel like this heavy, heavy, dark presence with you. You would feel like someone was in the room with you all of the time. It was a very sad, like I said, I already explained the energy, but you would start to feel that way. One night, me and my roommate are sitting in the living room, and this is the night that we had a lot going on, and I have several paranormal story times up in the cards. We're sitting in the living room one night, and we had known for a while that there was like something going on, okay? That wasn't nice, okay? And we're sitting in the living room, we're watching TV, and all of a sudden, my roommate screams bloody murder. I mean, oh God. And I'm like, what? You know, freaking out. Like, what the hell is going on? And she's like, there's a man in the dining room. And the way that our townhouse worked, you walk in, there's stairs going up, the living room's right here. The dining room is like on past the living room. And then there's the kitchen, and the bedrooms were upstairs along with our full bathroom. And when she says this, we both get up and run to the front door. And she is trying to unlock the door and can't. She's like, it's not opening. It's not opening. The door's unlocked. Our chain's off. She can't get the door open. I can't get the door open. Oh my God, you guys, it gives me the worst, oh my God, the worst feeling ever. And finally, we get the door open. We both jet across the street to our neighbor's house. That's where we would always go when shit like this would happen. We get over across the street. We're telling our neighbors. The husband thinks we're nuts. You know, it was so terrifying, you guys. And my neighbor calls. She lived literally next door. You can hear it in the background. Oh my God. Guys, this really freaks me out so bad. You can hear it in the background, and it sounds like the most evil laugh you've ever heard in your life, and it's so loud. She's like, who is at your house? And my roommate's like, we're not there. Somebody's in our house, you know, da-da-da. You can hear it like laughing, like it sounds really loud. So we think that there's someone in our home. We think that there's been an intruder. We are not thinking anything paranormal at all. We think that there is a human in there, okay? So the police have been called at this point. Police get there. No one's left the front door. Nobody's left the back, because all of the neighbors were like watching, like everybody was watching. There were two guys in the back watching the back door, and there was plenty of people watching the front door. There's no way anybody could have left. I need you to understand that. There is no way. It's impossible, okay? The police come, search the entire home, up and down. Nobody is in there. Nobody. And guys, like I said, this leads into other things, and there's other story times, but I just need you guys to understand, I'm not a paranormal YouTuber. So I need time and space in between these stories, because these are really true things that happened to me, and they're not easy for me to tell. They mess with me quite a bit. So I just need you guys to understand that. I'm so sorry if you want more paranormal story times and, you know, whatever, but I'm so sorry. I need a little bit of time, okay? But just know there's so much more. And yeah, there is the story. There is the first part. I've been rewriting things in a journal, and also a friend of mine who basically has been my best friend all throughout. She's been writing some things too because she experienced almost all of this. So we've been kind of going back and forth, and a lot of things have come back to light that I didn't forget, let me tell you that. But I think I just really just tried to push it out of my memory because it's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. So yeah, so far we have about 10 parts. So this is the first one. And yeah, if you want more, let me know. Be sure to like this video. Also, my social medias are linked below. As always, be sure that you are following me on social media. Be sure that you do subscribe before you leave and turn your notifications on to be a part of the Morgan Shea Notify. Again. And until next time.